I feel this torch might be a little overkill for a tiny little cigar like this. But you know, I live in a non-smoking building, so smoking indoors is a no-no here. However, every now and then I walk in and the whole building, from the bottom floor all the way to the third floor where I am, absolutely reeks of cheap cigarette smoke. And on those days, I figure I can get away with sneaking in a wee cigar. So I do. Today, what we have is this guy here. I don't know if it'll show up nice on the camera. It is Cohiba Mini Whites. That pack in Canada will cost you $71 for 20 cigars that are this big. Taxes, baby. It's also because it's a Cuban cigar. The thing about these little guys is they only put out about as much smoke as an incense stick, right? And I've probably the second or third time I've had one indoors on a cold day like today, and the cigar stink does not stick around. There's not enough smoke, and this apartment has a ventilation system like right in the middle of the roof, so it'll pull everything right out of the building, just like a bathroom vent, but it's right in the living room. I think it's probably because it's an old building and the building has probably a bit of a moisture issue due to the age of it. But, you know, so every now and then I like to sneak a wee cigar indoors. But yes, the Cohiba Mini White, it's not a bad cigar. I'm not a huge fan of Cuban tobacco. Typically with Cuban cigars, Purito is more than enough for me. I don't need any more than that. I find about halfway through a Cuban cigar, the evolution is not one that I'm interested in as much. So little guys like this, a little quick smoky doodle, is fine, you know, every now and then on a day like today. We're awaiting what's supposed to be a miserable snowstorm, but we'll see. Thing is, my humidor keeps on showing that it has low humidity. However, my cigars always need to be relit. Makes me think the hygrometer is a little bit off. It is, after all, a analog hygrometer. Anyways. There we go. Just so happens that I am in the middle of cooking myself a meal. So you'll see me walking on and off camera. And here we come. Back with my meal. Put together a little hamburger. I am fortunate enough to live around the corner from a Mennonite butcher shop. So everything on this burger, even the bun, even the flour that was made in the bun, is all locally sourced because I live in rural Ontario, surrounded by farms. We've got hamburger from farms in the area, bacon from farms in the area, smoked cheddar, smoked by the Mennonites, and just mustard and relish. So maybe the mustard and relish doesn't quite qualify for local. Although, as you go towards Lake Huron from where I live, you will drive by many mustard farms. So there you go. It's probably local enough too. Yeah, I don't mind breaking the rules every now and then. And like I said, the amount of smoke from this little guy is just not going to linger. It's not going to stink up the apartment. It won't be smelt in the hallway. I won't even be smelling it here within a couple of hours. It'll be gone. So little guys like this, they're not bad when you're in an environment like I'm in and you're not supposed to be smoking inside. It's not like I have 3 or 4 a day. It's like once in a week. But even since I've lived here, this is like the second time I've smoked one inside. And like I've said, I feel like it's fair game when I walk in the building and the whole place smells like cheap cigarette smoke, that I can go ahead and have a wee cigar. So one of the things I want to do with this video is I wanted to show you something. This is the packaging as you can buy it. Now I got it this way without the nasty brown label on it because I ordered it online. I'm going to pull out my Monte Cristos that I got at my tobacconist. Now, most of the time when you buy tobacco products in Canada, they look like this. They put these ugly brown labels on, they hide the branding and everything because something to do with the idea that fancy branding like this is targeting young people. The thing is, I don't think that's targeting anybody who's young. Like, at all. Young people aren't really into, like, you know, postmodern minimalist or whatever art style that is. Anyways, I was saying something about Cuban cigars and how I like my Cubans in a little smaller dose. I have quite a challenge here. Trying to eat, have a little smoke at the same time. This is all just on my windowsill. If you get an opportunity to buy your meat and your cheese from local farmers, especially the kind that do it organically and the natural way, it's always worth the premium. The thing is, out here, I don't really pay a premium. A half pound of smoked cheddar, $7. A half pound of just under a pound of properly smoked bacon, $7. I got roast beef for my sandwiches during the week, $4. And it's like a quarter, I think that's a half pound as well. And it's a proper roast. It's not like that deli counter salted garbage. So like, basically, the stuff that I'm getting, sourced from farmers, done the natural way, locally, is cheaper than brand name things you buy in the grocery store. Just saying. Such a good burger. I was literally at A&W yesterday and had a matzo burger, and it cost me $10 just for the matzo burger. Just the burger. To put this whole thing together, that bun is 50 cents. That slice of cheese is about 70 cents. The hamburger patty was $2. The bacon on there is about 70 cents. So what do we got? A $4 burger. And I'm supporting a local business, supporting local farmers. Like, I can't think of any better message to put out than that. But I was saying something about Cuban cigars. Cuban cigars are not my favorite. I prefer Nicaraguan. There's something with Cuban tobacco that the first third, maybe even the second third I like, but when I get to the final third, the evolution always seems to go into a just an ashy, tobacco-y, bitter, dark thing. But the heavy hitters in Cuban cigars are going to be Cohiba, Monte Cristo, Romeo y Julieta. And that's sort of the main heavy hitters. And you got H. Upmann and Jose El Piedra and a couple other brands like that. But the two that seem to compete are Cohiba and Monte Cristo. Monte Cristo does tend to come in a little bit cheaper. Like a Cohiba Bahique around here, it's like $179 now. And you can get a really nice Monte Cristo for like 30 or 40. We are relighting this guy again. I'm telling you, that hygrometer is a liar. just got to talk less and smoke more. Possibly. But on a small level like this, Cuban cigar, perfectly satisfying. I don't need any more than one of these little guys. This size, the little Mini 20, is perfect for a little indoor smoke now and then when I want to break the rules. If I'm going for a 30-minute drive, I like these guys here. It's a little bit smaller than a Purito. Yes, it's a little shorter than a Purito, about the same diameter as a cigarette. That's as much as I need in terms of Cuban tobacco. And Cuban tobacco is really overrated, and there's a whole phenomenon going now where it's all being shipped out east, and they want their tobacco young, so trying to find aged Cuban tobacco is nearly impossible. So you find yourself paying a massive premium for it. And in truth, fine tobacco is fine tobacco. It doesn't matter where it's from. If it's grown right, if it's rolled right, if the company takes care, they put a good product together, anything from cheap to premium can be perfectly satisfying. Well, that's about the third time that little guy went out. So I guess I'm done with it. The powers that be have decided for me that I am finished with that cigar. However, I'm not finished with my hamburger. I know this video is a little scattered, a little discombobulated, but I just felt like filming something quick and unplanned today, because why not? I like to do this kind of content. I like to put it out there for people. You know, I've seen a wee bit of growth on this channel, which is nice to see. And, you know, there's not a lot of subscribers, and that's fine. If you like this kind of content, you can feel free to subscribe and like, share it with your friends, do whatever you want. And if I bored you to death, that's okay. You can always just take it easy. I am the clever peasant. Sometimes people call me James. And I'm going to continue eating my hamburger and leave this video with the terrible framing. No rule of thirds here, that's for sure. And I guess this is my first or second video of the new year, and so far, year's starting off pretty damn good. Cheers.